So I actually can't get into work at the moment. Normally I tap on the door to ask the security guard to let me in, and he normally does it, but there's no one there today. So I went to the other building and I saw a spare card lying around, so I'm going to use that, and then if a security guard shows up, I'll try and return that throughout the day. So alright, well that worked, but the problem is it's not my card and there's still no one here, so I'm hoping he gives me a card as well, because that gives me access to the gym, so I'm really hoping I get that. But yeah, this is the cafe, if you haven't already seen it already. It's beautiful. I've been making so many coffees, I prefer it though, it's better. It's an onion and a half. The last coffee of today and the last coffee of 2025. You can't see it, but... Hello everyone, so I just finished my shift at 5 o'clock and that is it, that's 2025 finish. I wanted to reflect a little bit on 2025. So 2025, I haven't conceptualized it as the previous year, 2024. I felt like I haven't made that much progress this year compared to previous years. This year I feel like, there was a few months where I've been unemployed, and during that time I wasn't sleeping properly, and I've been on social media a lot. I wasn't also going to the gym, and I feel in the latter part of this year I didn't accomplish that much. When I was thinking about that and I was trying to encourage myself, and maybe you can relate to this too. That's not actually true. I actually achieved a lot this year, maybe not. It wasn't as vigorous as 2024. 2024 I was going to the gym all the time, I was productive, I was on it, I was routine and everything. And 2023 was like the beginning. It was like trying out these things and trying to take responsibility, and I was changing a lot during that time. But this year I didn't feel it in that way, but that doesn't mean I didn't make progress, and maybe it's the same with you. As a summary, at the start of this year, it was kind of like my healing journey. I was unlearning a lot of things about myself. There was things that I was doing, there was ways that I was acting, I was getting triggered, all these things. I had to try and unlearn these type of things, and I was investigating myself, and I was asking why do I feel this way? And then I kind of came to this conclusion that you're not this negative identity you have attached to yourself. You're not this horrid evil person, you're actually a good person. And I tried to embody that more, and then when you can visualize yourself as that, you don't need other people to approve of it. You know who you are, and therefore you're not trying to prove it in everything and in everyone. And you also have to recognize some needs within yourself, your need to be seen, your need to be appreciated, your need to have good friendships. And once you understand that, once I understood that I wasn't a bad person, I was actually a good person, I started to not be friends with people who I was only friends with because I was trying to win them over, and I thought that if I left them I was being a bad person. But I saw that it wasn't the case, so I had a bit of a transformation there. I had to not cut off friends, but I just stopped entertaining certain conversations, and then by their own accord they naturally faded out. That's how they wasn't good. And just being so addicted to chaos, being so addicted to pain, always inviting in chaos in whatever you do. And then from that it evolved, and it actually became learning how to let things go, learning when something bad happens, it's not because something you did, or if only you could have done this or that. You just let it go, you let it hurt, and you let it go, and you let it pass. And that was this really amazing quote which says, love knocks, if love comes to say hello, open the door, make it comfortable, but when love leaves, let it go in peace. Let love go in peace, so when it's love's turn to find you back again, it comes back to you, and you don't do it in a way that shuts the door, that you shut people out. So that was kind of my healing journey, and that was a big journey for me. That was a big transformation for me. And then I kind of conceptualized myself having a lot of progress in that realm, that kind of healing journey, you know, I became a new person. And then in the middle of the year, I graduated, I finished uni, so things felt a bit static. But one thing I tried to do is I tried to like, you know, you can't be loved from a distance, and just because you're not heard is not a reason to be silenced. You can see all these Instagram quotes. I tried to like share more, try to be a bit more vulnerable, not vulnerable, but like, you know, when you put your authentic self out there, you can get hurt a lot more than if you're this walled off person. But if you're this walled off person, you can't be loved. So I was doing a lot of that. I was doing a lot of like putting myself out there, and I knew I was gonna get hurt, but I knew like this is the only way to kind of like change things, right? Listen to your anger is a demand for you to be loved, and kind of like fighting for that and fighting for myself and trying to say like, okay, I'm gonna say this, please don't act this way, just hear me out, you know, that you'll make mistakes, you'll mess up, and people are still gonna love you anyway. You're not gonna lose anyone by messing up. So understanding that as well, I try to like share and mess up and just kind of say, not be so like thinking about everything. That was that year, but I was also static, I was also unemployed, but that's something that I achieved. And also in the latter half of the year, I was looking for a job. I was desperately looking for a job, and although I didn't find one immediately, there's something to say about the tenacity that I did. I went into Crystal Maze job. I went into a cafe job. I went into a construction events job. And then I went into I worked at a restaurant, and now I'm working here, and I learned so much. And I was also working at another cafe before that. I vlogged that, and I learned to be a barista. I got a barista job in the end, I was a waiter. So I have actually achieved a lot, and I'm just saying this because maybe like you feel like you haven't achieved that much. So yeah, I just kind of wanted that for myself, and maybe for you to take inspiration from, man. And yeah, like I said, 2025, it hasn't felt as vigorous, as like intense as 2024. Partly that's because I tried to slow down. I tried to say like everything's gonna be okay, you know, try and have a bit of a more relaxed attitude after that one. But I've kind of come to a position now where the situation I'm presented with in my personal life requires me to take a lot more responsibility now, and I've done it before and I'll do it again. You know, it's a different challenge, but it's still a challenge, and it's come up. But in taking responsibility and being the best person you can be, you'll find everything you need. So I've done it before, I'm gonna do it again. You know, I just watched Avatar, you know, Turok Makto will rise again. You need to leave! So yeah, I don't really have any specific goals for 2026. I think I might have like a goal for YouTube, so I think I might write that. But I wanna start going gym, and I want to get my sleep schedule back, but I think that will just kind of naturally fix itself. I don't really think that's a year goal for me personally, because I feel like I will rectify that quick. I want to do a master's in the psychology and neuroscience degree. I really want to do that, and I want to travel a lot. I've already told you guys I'm going to San Francisco next year, hopefully, God willing, and God willing, I'm also going Bath. Next year, so I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully many more, and hopefully maybe grow on YouTube. I think I'll write that might be a goal, so I'll write that somewhere. I go home now. I need to get home to my family. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching, and I just wish you all the best. Like old, new, I don't care, man. Got nothing but love for you guys. Take care. I hope you had an amazing year. If you didn't, I hope the next year is even better. I hope, you know, personally, you're doing well with your family, you're doing well with your achievements, you're doing well. And if it's not, then, you know, just try and make it better, man. If we're still breathing, we still got a chance, and there's nothing out there that can defeat you if you become the best version of you. Take care, guys. It's been a while since I made one of these. Tell me you've just had a rush without telling me you haven't had a rush. I've literally run out of cups as well. I made some good coffees though, I have to admit. I made some excellent coffees. I'm like the master now. I had so much practice. I had to write down everything as well and then cross it out. I think, yeah, I even got some on the back because my printer is not working, so. Focus camera. Okay, yeah, okay. You get the point. I just want to show you guys how busy it is. I've also mastered how to do latte art on a flat white cup. So that's that. As you can see, it's very messy. We have lots of dishes as well. Look at that, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. We made the amount of sales that we normally do when we have 2 people working. I do always have a positive attitude. I never like talk bad about like the customers or anyone, even like when they are being quote unquote difficult. I'm not like these other people who say like, oh, they complain. But there was this one guy today. I'm not angry or anything, but it just made me laugh out loud. I was in a rush. I was doing so many orders. Like the dishes were stacked up. There was a queue. I had to run out the coffees. I was busy. I was visibly busy. And you know what this guy does? He comes up to me whilst I'm making coffees and there's a long queue and there's dishes and everything, and he comes up to me, excuse me mate, you know the toilet, is it for men as well? Because basically there's like 1 toilet and there's like 3 neighbors like, can I go in there as well? Bro, I just started laughing. I'm not even angry or anything, I just started laughing. There was another lady who came out and like, I'm just doing the rush. It makes sense why she would tell me, right? But it was just so funny. Like, I'm not angry, it's just funny. She came to me and she said, excuse me, the toilet's blocked. It was just like, okay, what am I supposed to do about it? And like, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense to tell me, and she was probably being helpful. But I was just like, I was so busy, guys. I was doing 2-person job, and I was just like, okay. And I was remembering it, and I was just laughing the whole way through. I remember this reel I was watching that made fun of these types of interactions. So I was just in the rush, and I was just laughing my head off. See, guys, look, the toilet is literally here, right? As you can see, it's for everyone, and if you go in, it's like, it's got a few cubicles and a sink, right? And I was literally here, and there was like a long line of people, all the dishes were here, the place was packed. And he comes here and he's like, he sees this, and he's excuse me, can I go in there? Like, bro. Okay, and just very last task, I'm trying to find a gym at this workplace that I work at, the shared workspace kind of, because the cafe's in there. Trying to find a gym for that, so that's what I'm doing now. I don't know where it is, let's find out together. Well, I found it, but no gym for today, unfortunately. It doesn't look like there's anyone in there as well. I'm gonna go home. All right, everyone, I seem to have found it. Well, got into it. I spoke to the security guard. He said, you just have to push. You just have to push, but you have to pull, but there's no handles on, so that's why I couldn't get in. But it's really cool. It's really nice. Let me show you around. They got towels and everything, and look, they got a nice. Look, see, look how fancy. Very fancy. Showers and everything. I'm gonna do a quick shoulder workout. I'll see you soon. That one was for the thumbnail. You guys don't understand. I used to pray and dream for times like this. I said to my mum, Mum, not all minimum wage jobs are the same. There are some jobs that pay you just the minimum, and it's so hard, it's so difficult, the hours are so difficult. And there are some minimum wage jobs that they pay you extra, you get really nice benefits. And I have a gym. I have a gym. I'm so grateful. And it's not just a gym, it's a gym that, I can use the same travel ticket that I use when I go to work. I am over the moon. I am so happy. I was just doing shoulder press, a lot weaker than I was, but I'm starting. I'm getting back to it. I was thinking of calling this video the redemption arc. It's such a beautiful gym as well. It reminds me of one of those hotel gyms. I am so grateful. I'm so happy, man. I'm so grateful. What can I say? Toruk Makto will ride again.
Husband was Toruk Makto.
If you fall and get back up again, it doesn't mean that you won't fall again. It means that if you got back up one more time, you can do it again.